My name is Chris Ingram with Kantar Media. I'm pleased to present to you some of the findings from our Dimension study, Communication Planning in a Disruptive World. We're building on extraordinary growth of the last 5 years in both available channels and in ways these channels can be accessed. The media market continues to innovate and evolve. At the same time, we're looking at the study to consider the communication and innovations of those who's designed to engage the connected adult consumer. We will consider the views and opinions of a wide range of industry leaders, media sellers, creative, media and PR agencies, advertisers, and ad tech professionals among them. Our aim is to explore the challenges and the opportunities faced by these leaders and to set alongside these views of the consumers they are trying to reach and influence. A little bit about Kantar Media. Kantar Media has over 6,000 employees in over 30 countries. Our experts work with over 32,000 clients, tracking, brands in 3 million brands in over 70 countries. Our clients are diverse and span global brand owners, media agencies, and small to medium enterprises. We leverage enterprise and knowledge across multiple businesses within Kantar and WPP to bring the best solutions to our clients. Okay, as we explore the report, we've taken a comprehensive analysis of ad trends in 5 countries, talking to over 5,000 consumers, a whole 360-degree view, 40 leaders, and this has been supplemented with Kantar Media opinion and data. In understanding this base, we've included 5,200 connected adults. They're over 18 years old, and we looked at Brazil, China, France, the UK, and the US. The second strand of this dealt with in-depth presentations from 40 industry leaders in Brazil, France, US, and the UK. We have access to other studies from our connected colleagues within Kantar, and we've been able to further illuminate this research. Just talking a little bit about our sample. The 5,200 connected adults, 5 major ad markets. 39% of the sample was aged 18 to 34. 55% said they live in urban settings. We're taking this information to really understand what's important to them and how they deal with advertising as well as the media that they consume. We applied age and gender weights to these consumers, and thoughts on advertisers' approaches and how they reach them. Okay. We'll move ahead into some of the insights that we've gathered from this report. Our first insight, connected consumers aren't digital only. TV remains very important channel communication to them. There's no question that online media forms play an ever more significant roles in our lives, but that's only part of the story. There's also reading, there's our viewing and listening to media via other established formats. For a medium pronounced dead so many times, TV is still alive and kicking. Okay. 97% of our sample reported they still watch TV on a television set, alongside with other connected forms of television consumption. Another 73% said they view TV online, and 70% with a mobile device. It's a similar and story. It's not that people are replacing media with either connected. They're looking at TV and these connected devices as well. So there's a matter of us being an and, not an or. 83% also read news and articles in printed newspaper. 84% read magazines in print. So there again, we're looking at the importance of understanding both traditional and digital together. Online does not have a monopoly when it comes on how our respondents choose to consume media. In the media world, the connected adult, online and more established offline forms actually coexist. As we move to our second insight, we know that more than half of consumers are positive about advertising and believe that it's changing for the better. 68% consumers either like or tolerate advertising. 73 agree that advertisers are doing a better job at communicating with them than in the past, with another 55% saying consumers believe advertising is changing for the better. This brings us to insight number 3. Targeting works when it's done well. How often do we see ads that appear that have been specifically shown for and tailored to consumers? They're aware of this. 78% say that this happens to them quite often. There's clear and hardly surprising desire for relevant information that's targeted to consumers, with 64% agreeing that they prefer to see ads that are relevant to them. This figure also increases 75% amongst the heavy online media segment, and over half finding tailored advertising more interesting than the average ad. Insight 4, but often targeting isn't done well. This is a key takeaway for us to understand. While the advantages in technology have driven some positive sentiment, retargeting increases frequent amongst those reached. 71% of the sample strongly agree with the statement. Sometimes I see the same ad over and over again. It's too repetitive. This is important to realize because this can lead rise to ad blocking in the environment. Consumers are reporting to the industry that they've seen excessive frequency as an issue, and one respondent said, "We have been so bombarded by advertising, I don't even take notice anymore." And that's an unfortunate thing in the medium. These responses for our consumer sample send a strong message. Excessive frequency and an unsophisticated use of retargeting to contact those who've already purchased may as well be among those reasons that 20% of those choose ad blockers. The industry progresses to using data and programmatic techniques to extend targeting and prospective customers, and is in danger of being undermined by the same customers rejecting or actively avoiding the messages sent their way. Or the experts agree, just because we can doesn't mean that we should. Many within the consumer sample express concern of aspects of online advertising, too much repetition, over-reliance on retargeting. The leaders we interviewed echoed the same sentiment, which is just quoting one of our industry leaders from Tesco. "I've gotten more sale by retargeting 50 times, but I've annoyed hundreds of people in the process. Was that extra sale worth it? Probably not." So the industry is very much aware of some of the techniques that they employ and how that may impact the target group going forward. Insight number 5, cross-media can cut through the clutter. Oftentimes, we notice advertising from a similar brand across different media, be it TV, social media, online media, magazines, etc. Many leading advertisers follow a strategy that uses multiple media forms to communicate with their target consumers. This approach is recognized by 85% of connected adults who say that they notice advertising in multiple channels. The conclusion here is that the multimedia strategies would appear to have a positive impact on consumer responsiveness, and indeed is expected for major brands. Moving on to insight number 6. The true third-party cross-measurement measurement is essential. Many of the industry leaders that we spoke to agreed that cross-media measurement was in critical need. They felt that the first step in achieving this desired cross-channel measurement was an agreement between all parties to the core principle of fair and equal access to whomever it is defined as the most relevant and appropriate data. Where do we go from here? By taking these insights, we've come up with just a few things that we at Kantar Media are actually doing in this space. Those in leadership positions within the media industries face a daunting task. Technology has completely reshaped the business, and it's not done yet. Everything from how and by whom content is created right through to how it's being delivered and consumed by the end user, but it continues to be transformed. Media owners focus on entertaining and informing. Advertisers look to grow their businesses by communicating with the influence target consumers. Media agencies and ad tech businesses provide the advice and the tools to connect businesses to prospective consumers. All of these operating with an environment driven by change. One of those things we can do moving forward, we can target smarter. We can focus on finding people's receptive to brand, not just the demos. It's important to have mindset targeting where they're open to the brands, combined with other things like behavioral targeting. At Kantar Media, we've created TGI programmatic segments and Mars healthcare segments as well that are available through IOTA, so that we can really allow retargeting and making sure that the right message is delivered at the right time on the right device. We can also use this data to conquest, to be able to retarget consumers who've looked at previously exposed content on television, using a lot of the ad intelligence that's available at Kantar Media for effective ways to really give smarter targeting. Also looking at the big picture, and we just put together a quick case study from Walmart, looking at ad spend from November to December of 2016. We see that this ad spend is still a mix of traditional TV, print, radio, and digital, with the lion's share of it existing in television. We see that for key months of retail sales and advertising, it's just a mix of everything that I've listed before. So looking at the cross-media reinforcement of the actual commercial and some of the print ads that we see as well with the display, with online display. Another area to mention is our look at cross-media measurement. Kantar is using its audio watermarking technology, which has been referenced by SIM and SMPTE, as well as an innovative standard to really understanding the platforms in which advertising is occurring. This watermarking is innovative technology that has been long held in Europe that we are discussing in the US as well. A final thought about the 6 insights that we shared and some conclusions. We end by quoting one leader whose words seem to capture the collective sentiment. If you do not know what you want, it's no use in having a lot of data. It'll only complicate your decision. If you do not have good professionals to navigate the wealth of data you have, you will not have efficiency. That's by one of our industry leaders with Globosat in Brazil. Okay, well, if you have any questions, I'm happy to talk with you on the side over here or in efforts of saving time. So I'll be here, and thank you so much for joining.